do a double check and make sure that I didn't get the boat going. Hi Rigel, how you doing? Let me turn down the music a little bit. I just recalled that I do have it mixed up a little higher. How you doing? Hopefully well. Hi everybody else also. Happy Wednesday if you're lurking. I hope today was restful and or productive for y'all. For my case, I'd say so. Taking a break from the party finder trenches, saw you were streaming. Yeah. Keep it on. Yeah. And for a miracle, I managed to start faster than my usual half an hour of like wiggle room where it's like, oh right, whoops, might be late. So we take those. But yeah, happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope the day was restful and or productive for y'all. I got some housewares shopping done before stream started, which is good because there are a couple things that I was missing out on. Unity had a pretty good team meeting yesterday. Talked about some stuff that I don't think I can talk about with y'all yet. I gotta keep that like zip. But if things work out, gonna be good. But so I can talk about it, the most I can say is that it turned out pretty good. Just generally had a good time at the meeting on top of like all the other stuff. So yeah, the plan for today mostly is to talk about a couple of the things that came up during Shoot Lancer's last playtest, because we took that out last Thursday to the usual spot where we go do playtesting for it. Got some feedback. I don't think KT got a chance to like update the Notion page that we use for like keeping track of things yet. So I'm kind of just freestyling the improvements that I want to make, and we will kind of go from there. But yeah, how are the PF trenches going, Nigel? Hopefully not too terrible. Hopefully you are not being driven to, show ass. Because I know that you have a hard time sometimes, some of the groups you find yourself in. But yeah, in the overall, I'm doing okay. I could probably stand for a shave, I think. But, weather up here is pretty good now. When it gets warmer, I actually, have the energy to move around and get stuff done. I don't like the cold at all. So yeah, let me switch scenes because I think we should be good to start on this point. I was looking at the page, and then I immediately turned away from the page because I keep clicking away too many things, and thus exploited my brain. Okay, so a couple of general things that have come up, right? People still feel like Leona doesn't move fast enough. There are still some things that people seem to not visually understand about the way bombs work. People are insistent on more enemy variety. People want bombs in the enemy drop tables, more levels, something about visually different tutorial and title screen, and it's so of those things, in terms of things that are immediately actionable on my end, probably player movement. I am hesitant to make people move that much faster because there is supposed to be a very deliberate tension between there's supposed to be a very deliberate tension between managing how you spin versus how you move, and if you move too quickly, then there's literally no point to spinning, because then you don't have to spin because you can just avoid shots. Um, so I will adjust the speed up maybe a little bit today, but not by very much, right? Um, I just have to remember which one of these. It actually has. All right, here we go. Also, just reorganizing a couple of things in the script while I have the chance. Okay, cool. The one thing I did add while we were off stream is the ability to pause the game. I have to test it to see if it works in the tutorial, because that's the only spot that I didn't check initially to make sure that it works there also. But we now have like a rudimentary pause menu and everything. I did that off stream because I needed to do a couple of other things. So let's just test the movement really quick. Okay, good, that works. Let's run it against the actual game and see what we get. Yeah, I think it can hold. I think that will hold. I have an idea. I have an idea. I'm just gonna adjust the pause code just a little bit so that I don't have to um, there's something I would have to do if I didn't do this otherwise. So what I'm gonna do. Actually, what I can do is even better. I can go to probably the pause state itself and do it over there. Hmm. Actually, better line of thought. I think that should do it a little bit better. So here's the idea. When we press the pause button over here, it emits a signal. The game state paused. Once it picks up that signal, will then pause the game. Go from there. Because the state machine for if I did this correctly, then the way that this should work is that even for like state machine game, yeah, the state machine is up here, and then that will go propagate up to the root and pause it. So it should still work fine. All right, let's double check that. Almost had it. Huh. Hang on a second. All right. I forgot that I put that condition on there. So I think this should work, though. Okay, good. So that almost works. I just need to okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So basically, the problem I'm trying to solve is to make sure that when we oil state machine jumps right up to there. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, we've almost got it, I think. Okay, we've almost got it. I mostly just need to think about. Okay, so that should fix that. Okay. I want to see if this pause menu thing is working first before I tweak some other stuff. That's what I was worried about. Okay, so let me just. I just need to export that. Hey Vinka, how you doing? Here. I saw that. Give me a minute. I'll think of something. Pretty much exactly what it sounds like. Karaoke minute means I sing for a minute, or roughly about that. I just have to think of a song. Um, let me let me hit like a pinpoint here so I can make sure I actually have this thing working and it should be fine. Like over here, like manually drop off. Make sure that it works. Ah, oh. So I will actually fill that in a minute. I just need to make sure that I get this put out. Uh, I'm I'm thinking of a song also while I'm testing this. I mostly just want to make sure that I don't like that my brain doesn't stop midway through the that my brain doesn't stop like midway through what it is that I'm trying to do. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into a thing, but let's see. Okay, what'll work? What will work? What will work? What will work? What is a song that I can pull off with my range right now, and what are words I'm not gonna miss? Yeah. Okay, I think I have something. Yo, I know you like your options, so pick the right thing. Some choices to make. Man, represent the brain. Just hop on it. Our bodies will want it. I don't know where you got your skills from. Jump off it. Bring it on. Any opponent or contender. No one can stop this with guns or objects. As far as I'm concerned, yo, it's only one topic. Joining street fighters from bare hands to toxic. You're an average warrior. I be the master. I could teach you how to fight and move faster. One false move, kid, that'd be a disaster. I beat you endless and continue the day after. Street Fighter 3, that's right, the third chapter. This game's for real, no lies and no actors. Pick your character, the one to represent your life. You start with anybody, so make your choice, right? Let's get it on now. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select and make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Pick and choose the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select and make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Pick and choose the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One block from me, you're messed up and fractured. Block these uppercuts, they may lead to capture. May the best fighter win and win again. Battle to the top until his life ends. But if his life ends and he starts to decay, may one of the street soldiers defend him. I see you talking in the game, you couldn't be talking to me. I got enough to beat and more so just to bury. You know, we just clicked in and made you realize this game is twice as hard. You see that with your own eyes. You're on the way to choose your type of life because you gotta. I tell you from now, which fighter will be the hotter. I know things is what? It's practice. Just challenge me when you're ready with your tactics. High punch the spin kicks, watch your back split. I see you in the air when I make your back flip. I don't remember all the words, but that's about as close as I'm gonna get. I probably could have done Third Strike, and that probably would have been better. I would have remembered more of that, but either or. That's a karaoke minute. Why is that stuff there? No skip then. Don't do that. Yeah, B battery's running out. Okay. Okay. Hold on a second. I'm trying to think of a thing. Ah, that's where it is. Okay, there we go. That should probably. Actually, I wonder, can you pause the dialogue? I never tested that. Silly me. I'm sitting here doing all these workarounds. I never stopped to see if it was possible to like actually pause the dialogue runner. I should have double checked that. Let me see something here. Okay, that might do it. Let's see. Because the thing I'm trying to do is make sure that the when you pause the game, it doesn't like. That's what I thought. Okay, so we're almost there, but not quite. We almost have it, but not quite. Okay, and I think we should have it now. That's basically the only thing I needed to do is just to make sure that like we don't grab the focus until. Good. Now the only thing I need to do is make sure two things now. Do that. We're gonna do. Hey, Stubby. Uh, Grab this. I'm gonna do if and yes, I am in fact standing. Not new. I've had it for a while now. I just don't stand at it very often. But I've had the standing desk for a good couple months now, if not longer. I think I got it like sometime mid late last year. Yeah, so I've had it for like a little while. Just haven't had occasion to like use it for that much standing until. But okay, I think we should be good on the pause function now. I just have to sit down and like actually integrate a couple things. Well, hopefully it doesn't break in main game either, which means I have to test it over there also. Um, okay, so that means I need to just um, HUD. That should be above everything. And I just need to make sure that pause menu is fine. Option menu needs to be. Oh yeah, that's off bounds for some reason. That's weird. Okay, so why is it? Okay, so for some reason, something in this is pushed a little further down than it should be. I don't know why. That's perfectly within its bounds. Hold on. 9 patch. Those are all the option submenus. Doesn't have a control parent. Okay, so yeah, why is it? Why is it offset a little? Oh yeah, I got my tea today. I haven't yet tried it, but it does smell divine. Yeah, no, like um, it's a really good. It is a really good blend. It is a very good blend. Okay, so the only thing that seems to be off is that for whatever reason, I don't know why. I don't know why, but for some reason that is being pushed off a little bit, and it's getting on my nerves. Because there shouldn't be anything. No, the patch margins need to stay because that. Okay, Okay. No. And then for some reason it's still off here and I don't know why. That's very annoying. Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. Why is it only off by a little bit in the HUD? Okay, fine, you stubborn bastard. We can do this. We can do this way. That's fine. I can just. I hate doing magic numbers, but whatever. That should fix that. I don't know why it was insisting on putting it like 10 pixels down, but we can do a magic number and force it. It's not the way I. It's not the way I like to do things. Fun. Something happened with this thing. I forgot to editable target stage one. Thank you very much. All right. I forgot to for whatever reason making adjustments caused that to like not quite do the thing it was supposed to do, but that should be fixed now. That's what I thought. Okay. And now all I need to do is come over to oh, huh. I thought I handled that. Okay. Game state paused. That exists over here, right? Okay. Okay. So then it's not picking that up. That's annoying. Okay. Oh, I think I know how to handle that. I think I know how to handle that because this is going to be an issue if I don't do it this way. Public static. We have to do it over here. Keep game. I had to stop and think about it for a second because I'm like, right, if the player is not yet in the scene, um, then things will go terribly wrong when you try to run that code, and that's why. And we still have this, but I have to figure that out. Okay, we have that, right? Emit signal, signal name on pause pressed. Okay, so then why is it? Okay, hold on a second. I wonder if that will fix that error. I'm curious. Probably not, but worth thinking about. Okay, cool. So, all right. I have enjoyed standing, but now my leggies are starting to do the hurt. Ouch, ouch. So I'm gonna sit. So I think at this point now we've actually fixed some of bugs that were actually included with pausing that I was not aware of until I attempted to make sure that it worked in the prototype. But I think we should at this point be okay now. I think. All right. So, oof. Yeah, my legs are starting to get stiff. Okay, but we should have solved that now. So I'm going to come over here and do. I think I have one more thing I can do to make sure. Also, time for you. There. Fix it. Nope, I should have done current document. I need to do. Okay, I have an idea. I'm not sure if this will work, but I'm gonna try it. curious about one thing. I just want to see if there's a way to like actually make the dialogue like pause and stop. Wow. Oh. Pause menus that don't break the games before actually took quite some time. Yeah, I can believe it. Now, that, that. That's fine. I get that wrong. Pause. Pause. Hey, Kettle. Okay. That actually does anything. Almost. I was hoping. I had a hope. But on the other hand, it looks like it didn't cause other angry things to happen. So take that. Okay, hold on a second. I gotta see if I can figure out. I probably can't do it, which is going to be annoying, but at least it will. Oh yeah, sorry. Hi, Kettle. How you doing? Hopefully well. Um, hopefully things are going good. Okay, yeah, that. Okay, I see. Okay, so I think I do not have a clean way of like actually making the dialogue stop running when the pause kicks in without causing a bunch of shenanigans because it looks like the text is advancing asynchronously, basically. Which is to say, the text is sort of advancing on its own timer, separate from everything else. And I do not think um, I do not think that it. I do not think that I can stop it without causing shenanigans to happen. I think is the way to put it. Um, I'm doing okay, just making templates and organizing files. Also, welcome back, Minka. So I think probably you just have to. It's just going to be a shoot lancer quirk where it's like, hey, why does the text keep running even when you pause the game? It's like, well, it can't advance because you can't go further past like where it's at. But that's just going to have to be a fun quirk that exists in the game, and people are going to have to live with that. It's like, but it looks kind of like I can't change it. But why can't you? Because if I do, things are going to become very upset and very angry. I would probably need to make it like something akin to like maybe a request in the actual yarn spinner um Discord maybe, as opposed to trying to like do it myself, because I'm pretty sure if I push too hard at that part of the code that I do not understand, I will break something. So instead of doing that and potentially making myself very sad, the thing I'm going to do instead is go, you know what? We're leaving that alone. Be completely honest with y'all about it. That's kind of the way that I'm handling that. Like there are just some times where like the thing that you do is just you go, this is going to be a funny quirk of the engine, and there is nothing that I can do about that. And people may feel a way about that, and this is one of those things where you go, you know, I get it, but also you just got to hold that. Um, there are just times where you go, there are just some things that you shouldn't touch. Uh, and uh, option cosmic. There we go. And now that should carry it over and look nice and pleasant. Uh, that should carry over and look nice and pleasant. Um, okay, cool. So I think I could probably cheat, grab this one from. I have an idea. Stage. Copy this though. Put it into this one. Back over here. One transition back to one. I think over here we can do that and save. Come back over here. All right. Uh, Hang on, y'all. I'm just doing a couple of things. Marker. Here. Just to get this relatively um, position. Okay, so 64, 400. Here. Have this one ready. HUD. Right. HUD is the actual script. Children. Right. Okay. Yeah, that's the right one. Ready. HUD. Here, and then player start position. Right way. Okay. Okay. I think this should be okay now. This is to make stage 0 like actually do proper fade ins and fade outs mostly. And you're gonna yell about the key prompts thing being messed up. I know. Oh, oh, silly me. I forgot to do one very important thing. So in the actual state machine for the tutorial state, the starting state needs to be like the actual ready state. I forgot to change that. And I even said in my brain, I need to change that. And I did not do that. We're going to put this one all the way down here so that we don't have any accidents. All right. We should be okay now. Because silly me, I'm like, I even said to myself in my head, I need to make sure that I adjust that. All right, good. Okay. And as you can see, like we have that and that works fine. Hang on a second. It looks like this. The thing happened again with the offset for the. Hang on, I gotta go. Not here. Not that one. In the pause menu over here. For whatever reason, I don't know why. Pause menu here, like it is always like 10 off for some reason. You know what? We could just literally do. Yeah, I don't know why, but for some reason it's just a little bit off, and I cannot figure out for the life of me what is causing that. So We are just going to adjust this upward by a little bit and cheat by stretching. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why it is insisting on like offsetting some of those things by a little bit, and it kind of annoys me a little, but I'm not really sure why it's doing that. I guess I could try putting each of these things into their own individual nodes. I can try that real quick and see if that will fix it. I don't think it will, but I'm gonna try it. Oh. Here. And transparent. So yeah, thing that you can do is a thing that you can do with the control nodes is use them as parents in order to force the things inside of them to sort of like keep a certain size and positioning. So if the pause menu set up like this, pause menu window now has its own uh, node stuff set up. So let's see. Window itself. Force this to sit dead center. Pause menu window itself also sit dead center, and that should ideally prevent shenanigans from happening. All right, that might not actually make it work the way that I would like. It will annoy me if it. Okay, it looks like that actually fixed it. Okay, so when in doubt, throw things into more control nodes to make sure that they don't get like more knocked out of the way by what it is that you're trying to do. Okay, that I can follow that rule. I think I can follow that rule. That shouldn't be too difficult. Parent the new node. We're gonna do control node. We're gonna do this. Should be here. Take this. Sure that this control node is expanded all the way out. 9 patch vectors over here. Box container. Fit you into there. Out this form 1280. That's the option menu expanded all the way out. Control node expanded all the way out. 9 patch vect. Why are you acting like that? Thank you. 1280, 720. Good. The box container is also 1280, 720. Marked dead center. Okay, cool. So let's see. So it looks like basically when in doubt, if like UI elements aren't looking the way that they're supposed to, that usually just means that you just need more control nodes. Okay, hold on. Something went a little funny there. So let's take that. Happens when oh, oh, because I moved everything. They okay, that makes sense. I was like, why did all those break? It's like because you moved stuff, which makes sense. So gameplay. Hang on. Play audio language previous menu. It broke. It broke because I was rearranging the stuff. Which means stage one probably also like that. I think anyway, right? And children. I love how my internet side stopped working. I missed everything. I was just talking about how I was organizing stuff basically. And just trying this the stuff that you saw me doing a second ago where I was like, right, I need to reorganize the way that these are laid out. That's pretty much the only thing that was happening. Okay, it looks like actually I fixed that. So here's the thing about Godot that is useful to know that it took me a little while to wrap my head around, but it's also useful to know, right? Way that I have built these scenes is by combining several smaller scenes together, right? Godot is very big on like handling things that way. So this thing called pause scene over here, right, is based on this pause menu, scene here, where I have all this other stuff. So because I properly set up the buttons over here with like the pause states and everything, I set that and fixed that over here, which means that it propagated over to both stage 0 and stage 1 without me having to change it. So Godot has a curve in that you have to get used to the way that it likes you to composite things together, right? But as you start to get to that, and as you start to like composite your scenes together correctly, you wind up saving yourself. If you're careful about how you do it, you wind up bringing things together in a way that means you don't have to make a lot of changes across like multiple scenes. That takes a little work to like get correct, but it is helpful in that sense. So hang on, I'm gonna take it from the top because I just want to test one thing to make sure that this is all working correctly. Okay, it almost is, but not quite. It almost is, but not quite. So transition rect. It's not fading, so I should do that. All right, there we go. Um, there we go. Now if we start the game from the very top, right? We have like the only thing I did was that I forgot to uncheck this start transparent box here, right? And the purpose of start transparent is to make it so that the purpose of start transparent is to make it so that if it's checked, then it assumes that you don't want to fade in, basically. And if you uncheck it, it assumes, oh, you need to have like a fade in for this particular scene. So it's to make the transitions between the scenes clear looking, pretty much, is all that it's really there for. Which reminds me, I should do demo. Right. Transition rect should not start transparent. I just need to make sure then. Uh, oh, I'm actually even doing using right now. No, I'm not. So you're not. Get out of here. Don't need to. Screen check that. Ah, that okay. So set up the press fence buttons. Fade in and don't select back button. Fade in is that's really all that is. And then these are all self-evident. I don't really need to label. Those do the things. Uh, okay. I'm just gonna sit down and comment a bunch of this code while I have like the wherewithal to do it. Oh right, because there's a chance that you're not gonna know that. So and marker. The only thing is that like getting these as second property text. Oh, okay. Godot. Okay, so people are working on that. Okay, then we just gotta do it the old-fashioned way. That's fine. Sorry, I was just checking a thing just to see if there was a way to like get descriptions for these things, but it doesn't work with C sharp yet, which makes sense because Godot's primary language. While it has support for C sharp, the language that it was kind of like built and written sort of to for is primarily written to and for to use and for using GD script. So there are certain things that you can do with GD script that you either can't do in C sharp yet or are much less convenient in C sharp than Godot. So at some point, I imagine that they will have set up a thing where like doing comments or properties on a script on a variable in the script will then move that over there accordingly. But for right now, we just have to kind of do it. Sure. All right, all that's done. Okay, cool. So HUD gets connected to the player, blah, blah, blah. Okay, good. I'm gonna test this scene to make sure that it dates in correctly. All right, good. pause occasionally to make sure it still works. Ah, that's what I was worried about. Yep. I had a feeling something like that was going to happen. So let me do 2. I was worried about that. Oh, that's the title screen. I didn't. Title screen. Yeah, that broke. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. I forgot to set this back up. Okay. Oh, something broke. Okay. Of course, it would turn out that this is nowhere near as easy as I would like it to be. That would literally. Oh, I guess I never said. Huh. Well, that's weird. Anyway. Alright, I think that fixed that. Um, the things I do to get Cosmin. I mean this. Alright. Good. Oh, that's why. That's why. I know why. I know why. It's because when I did this initially, I did not account for the fact that I didn't account for the fact that like once you're done, I can fix this. The long and short of it is basically that the stage 0, when you are done with you're done running this, what winds up happening is right. There we go. So basically, because it was going into what we call a null state, it means that it was like, oh, okay, I can't jump back into where we were previously. So that was a hiccup that has to be made because I wasn't thinking about like having to like do pause stuff. But that should be fixed. Also, thank you for the alert, Kaz. I appreciate it. Okay. There we go. All right. Because basically, at some point, these do need to make sure it goes into a null state just so that like the dialogue stops. But I just have to be careful about when I do it. If I do it near the end, I think that should keep it from doing shenanigans. Okay. So I think I just need to do. I might have a way of like getting this to work in yarn. So uh, yarn. Yeah, have to do some shenanigans. I think. Might be able to. I need you to go. All right. My. Okay. Okay. I think that might. I think that might do it. Let's see here. Oh. Okay. One more time. I think I have it this time. It's just making sure that like the tutorial text for the last thing doesn't repeat itself at the end. It's the only thing that we're testing right now. Yeah, all right, got it. Public, um, harder to typo. Right now, what I can do. Um, here. This on purpose so that I can like again, like it says here, node groups are sort of like how I group things together in terms of like, hey, all the enemy bullets in the game are in this group, all the player bullets in this game are in this group, right? So by grouping them together that way, it makes it easier for me to do operations that affect all of those things all at once. So mostly to avoid shenaniganry, I'm just doing internal group names dot player dot to. By doing it as an enum, I can't make a typo because it forces like I can't typo player anymore because by doing player dot to string, it will take it exactly as written here, and then make that the name. So internal group dot string. All right. Reason why I'm doing that is to make sure that like we don't have enemies appear when we go back to the title. Um, that is a thing that was happening previously, and I think that should fix it. But there's only one way to test it. Okay, I think that should also fix that issue now. Okay, we got it. We did it, y'all. I'm a genius. While the ad break was going on, I just went ahead and like finished out the thing because my brain was like fighting me on it. Now it's not a past this state thing. It's a current state thing. It's not a past this state thing. We can't give it to him under this circumstance. Basically, the issue we were having where the enemies would transition over to this screen, we fixed it. So that's handled. Not uh, unable to select dialogue box, enemies coming over into titles, putting the pause and turning to title, etc. Box. Commented some code. Okay, good. So that's handled. Back to titles. Make sure the game is unpaused so that fading back to the titles. But make sure when you fade out that the enemies and bullets are all on unpauses. Gets rid of and it gets enemies that bullets. enemy. So this is why I need to do that, right? Because now, right, get all the nodes in the group enemies. The reason why I'm doing it like this is so that I don't have to remember what the name of the group is because I said it the moment that I said that it's spelled like this. Now it stays like that. Enums are very good for doing that kind of thing, or I could have done a constant at some point if I was really in the board. I could have done like a constant string and forced it to be that way. Um, either or, either or would have done it. Um, who you each enemy node you each enemy bullet node to be up. Uh, no, that's correct. Good. Set up the button event. Okay, so all that should be good. Um, I spent way more time than I wanted to working on just getting pausing stuff to do what it was supposed to do. There's a whole thing I wanted to do today with enemy movements. I think I can still do like one thing with enemy movement that I meant to do today. Also, hi Shark, how you doing? Hopefully you're well. Um, yeah, there's like one thing I want to do for enemy movement if I can help it today. Oh, I forgot. I gotta record this. Jonah's move for 25. Step. Almost forgot about that. That part's important. Uh, Forward enemy invulnerability time. I think I need to figure out where that is. I put invincibility timers over here. Okay. It's like a tenth of a second now. One of the other things that people, I'd say complain, but not in the sense of like, oh, it was unjustified. But one of the things of like, one of the pieces of feedback that we got from players was a very like straightforward. The enemies are invincible for too long, and I can't. It doesn't feel like the shots matter all that much because they're invincible. So. Oh wait, hold on. I might have had a silly. I just remembered something that I need to check. I think I think that's not controlled by that. I think that's controlled by something else. Hold on. Uh ability timer. Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. Yep. I am the lead programmer on. You want to know more about it? You can do exclamation point MUNITY, or Shark if you could do me a favor and do that. I'm the lead programmer and lead designer on this game called Shoot. This game, which is called Shoot Lantern. And yeah, Wednesdays I just do game dev shoots where I sit down and work on things that are on my short list. I don't do all of the programming for the game. I don't do all the game's programming on stream, but I do big chunks of it. I'll do it. If you want to know more about like the game itself and like our studio and the things that we do, those are our links. If you want to check those out. Um, right now, currently unemployed. Uh, when I was working, I was teaching. I was teaching game design and gameplay programming primarily with a nonprofit. But that was I left that job. It'll be a year at the end of June, but I left that job like 11 months ago. Uh, so currently unemployed right now. Well, in that particular sense, but basically looking for a job slash working on Shoot Lancer is my job for all intents and purposes. Um, slash end quick and I'm just gonna do damage flash end. I just need to write to the ability modulate. Yeah, we really need to one long and I think that should fix it accordingly. Thanks so much to the new follow. We do keep our follow alerts anonymous so that if people kind of just want to lurk and chill and be easy, they can do that. Welcome on into the Gauge Gang. I hope you enjoy your stay here. I'm just double checking to see if I have this flashing, this damage flash thing working. C flash with Godot, C sharp with, sorry, C flash with Godot. Well, C sharp with Godot, yes. In my previous job, I was primarily Unity programmer. Yeah, in my previous job, I was primarily a Unity programmer. So, yeah, most people use GDScript because it's like native to Godot, and you get a lot more functionality off of it off the rip. But for me, the main thing was mostly that I didn't want to have to learn both how to use GDScript and a new engine on top of that. That's like 2 steps too much for me. So there are certain things that it still causes a little bit of shenaniganry with in terms of like what I can and can't do, but I can do enough that I'm not feeling like, oh God, super limited because I didn't use GDScript. Woe is me. They're not quite in that particular. Um, we're not in we're not in that particular neck of it just yet, thankfully. Uh, Yeah. So yeah, most people are using most people are using like GD script, which makes sense, right? Um, it's most certainly not a thing where I'm going to be like, no. For me, it was just a question of like, what is the least, what is the fastest way for me to like onboard my way into doing stuff with this engine, and like, using C# was basically the option. Um, uh, let's do, okay. I'm just testing the damage. Because basically the thing I was tweaking there was just to make sure that like the damage flash like roughly accurately represents maybe you know the answer to this, which is more performance C# or GD script. I do not know. I do not know. And that is more a consequence of that's more of a consequence of the fact that like we haven't yet hit um, in the project a particular point where I have noticed like a hard bottleneck in terms of like, oh wow, this is performing like horribly slow or whatever, right? I haven't hit that point yet. I use Unity myself, but I look like Godot and the whole, yeah, like that's pretty much the thing, right? In Unity, we were developing a completely separate project from this one. We were developing a completely separate project from this one, but I think I tested this because H1 breaking at the end is what we call not ideal. let's not really that. Okay. Grab this Y. Oh yeah, I did see. Thank you so much for the Ko-Fi tip, by the way. I saw that. I deeply appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, hold on. There's one thing that's like not working right here. Which oh, that's why. Haha. Ha. Okay, hold on. I gotta check one thing. Um, this is on me because it went to the pause for some reason. Hold on. Yep, this is my fault. Because here I was being careless and I wasn't paying attention to what I was putting in, and that's why that happened. So you see how it says change state forward here, right? I made the assumption that I would never ever put another state in between play and pre-boss. And because I did that, this code is causing problems. It's doing what it's supposed to do. But past me, I wasn't thinking about that. So I can fix this. It's not hard to fix. I just need to. There are two ways that, honestly, really, realistically speaking, I could just grab this and move this like down here, and it should be fine, right? Because now we know for a fact, like, where the pause state actually is in this state machine does not matter. The important thing is that I don't put anything between play and pre-boss, and that should fix it. Like where it is in the state machine in this particular case does not matter. We do not care. It is just a matter of like, I need to like not screw that part up. But yeah, like I was saying before, thank you for the thank you for the Ko-Fi. I appreciate it. I keep much more of that money than I do like Twitch subs. Like a Twitch sub is like $2.50. When it comes to like Ko-Fi subs, though, I keep way more of that. All right, I need to shorten that. I keep like way more of that. So if you're trying to like support me directly, like what's the best way? Monthly subscription on Ko-Fi is basically the best way. Back is updated thanks to alert. Yeah. So yeah, if you want my experience in the general thing, Lavaka Loca, basically, I like Godot. There are a couple of things that are definitely different about it from Unity, obviously. Like the way that they want you to sort of like composite scenes together and like composite nodes together for things takes a little bit of getting used to, but in a very general sense, I have had a lot less complaints about certain aspects of it as I've gotten used to it. Like case in point, right? When you're doing when you're doing stuff like this, where it's like, oh, I need new UI elements, right? It is generally good practice to like, if you have like a text box or something like that. I decided I was like, yeah, that's also completely legitimate, right? Like, it may just be a thing where it's like, yeah, I'm never going to make enough to like ever have to worry about that, so I'm not. So it's whatever, which is entirely fair, right? In our case, with Unity in particular, our main feeling was mostly that like we felt like that breach of trust from Unity was enough that it's like, all right, we have no idea what kind of like absurd like fuckery they're going to come up with. Um, so we don't like actually trust them um not to get wildly out of pocket for whatever reason. Um, and that's pretty much um that was pretty much our decision on the whole matter. We were like, we don't know if we can trust them on that front, and do not trust them enough on that front. Be like, all right, pause. All right, and yeah, we were just like, the breach of trust was too big for us to like really be willing to risk it. We were like, nah, forget it and forget y'all. You're playing too much. But that's us, right? If it makes sense if you're like, yeah, I'm never going to make enough money that I'm going to worry about. That's entirely also an entirely fair thing to say. We were just like, we don't want to risk it. So I guess, hang on. If I do VBox. Whoop. Okay. No, we just need that boss info. Uh, I need this. Come over there. Enter boss. Boss health control. Boss health itself. That's 60. 50. No, 50 and I can't do math. That's 50. That's 74. Okay. 50. So that's 50. That's 64. 50 plus 60. I can't do math sometimes, I swear. 114. Good. Okay, try this again now. Then 20 minus 18. No, come on. Thank you. Boss name. There are some certain kind of decisions by companies that really shouldn't be ignored. Yeah. Wait, that's why. There we go. And then we want theme, pick load, overrides. So yeah, like things like this, right, are much easier to do um, in this particular. Things like this are much easier to do in Godot, where it's like, all right, I just need to make sure that all of my text and all of my buttons and all of my this follow this specific theme. You can make a theme in Godot and force your various you can force your like text and things like that to follow explicitly this thing in this format, right? And it's much more useful in that particular aspect, um, at least in my experience, right? Okay, so boss health, progress rect. I really actually would like this to be head. Probably like a bit of a brighter one so we can actually see what is going on there. Okay, boss name. Did I ever do a thing where enemies have assume Godot has prefabs or something similar? So here's the fun thing about Godot, right? Basically speaking, right, it sort of encourages what you would consider a prefab-esque structure. Here's what I mean by that. You see how I have how there's this little marker right here next to like the audio manager and the title screen, state machine, and screen transition rect and all that other stuff, right? So here's the thing. Godot's primary way of organizing things is that they're like, hey, he would like it if you do this thing where you make scenes and then you composite your scenes together into larger scenes. Their model of how they prefer you to build things out is functionally, for all intents and purposes, um, as far as like Unity parlance goes, um, basically using as many instances or prefabs in Unity's case as possible to sort of composite together things, right? It is a lot less. What's the word I'm looking for? Godot tries to structure itself in ways that make referencing data in that particular way a lot less of a pain in the ass. So, as an example, right? If we go all the way down to like bullet, right? So I made a scene at one point called bullet, right? And that is an object that lives like in the file system. So for the bullet, I started with the base node of an area 2D so it can like detect collisions and things like that. And then the collision shape determines, right, okay, cool. Where in the like which part of the bullet is actually counted as like the hitbox? So we have these two were the first two nodes I started with. The bullet itself starts off as an area 2D node. I add as a child of it the collision shape 2D node, so we have a shape. Then I add a sprite node so that it has a sprite on it, an animation player so that I can animate like the bullet sprites and things like that. A timer to determine like if I wanted to write how long it stays on screen or whatever. This visible on screen enabler basically makes it so that when it turns on or off, when it enters the screen and exits the screen, I can make sure that it's like, enabled or disabled or whatever, right? All that other stuff. Then when it came down to making the player bullet, all I did was I basically I instanced or duplicated. I instanced the regular bullet, right? And base or duplicated it, however it is that you want to say. No, I'm pretty sure I instanced it actually, because otherwise I wouldn't have the scene link. So I instanced the original bullet, and then for the player bullet, I made tweaks to things like the fact that the player bullet has a very specific sprite sheet that the original didn't, and so on and so forth, right? Or if we were to look at the title screen as an example, right? The audio manager is its own scene or prefab if we were to use Unity terminology. The title screen state manager is its own scene. And I just put it into the title screen, right? And the screen transition rec that I use for fade ins and fade outs is also that. So basically, Godot, in a roundabout way, runs on nothing but prefabs. You have the ability, obviously, to just set up individual nodes the way that you would set up just like a game object that only exists in one scene and not another. You can do that, obviously, right? That's not any different from Unity, but Godot is very heavily encouraging you to composite your objects from as many is composite your objects out of individual nodes, as opposed to Unity's whole thing where it's all right, you may have one game object and you slap 7 components onto that or whatever, right? A lot of the functionality that you would find in components in Unity has sort of been shuffled into. I haven't been playing music for a while, sorry. A lot of the functionality that you would see in components in Unity has sort of been put into nodes of their own in Godot in various ways. And this, in certain aspects, makes the development easier, if only because you can be right, any given bullet, if I make a base bullet, every bullet should have all of these nodes in it because any bullet is like that. But then if I need to add a specific node to the player bullet, I can do that and still keep all the functionality. So in that sense, right, fussing with prefab variants in Unity can sometimes be really obnoxious in certain aspects. I have generally found that the positing nodes in Godot is a lot less pain in the ass, and things are a little bit easier to keep consistent or to build on top of without having to do a bunch of functionally speaking, it works in a style very similar to Inheritance, but the compositing is sort of intended to be a little bit more friendly toward letting you do certain things that you would otherwise have trouble doing. Okay, right, that's fixed now. I wanted to just adjust. Right, I need to do the boss name. I need to make sure that it actually has a thing. Yarn commands. Where is it? Timer. Okay, I just want to do. Hold it. No, don't do that. Okay. I hit that somewhere. I can't remember. Hang on. I should do a little bit less. Torch. Heat. Off. Life flow. Make my life a little easier. Make my life a lot easier on that front. Boss info. That. And boss info. Hide that. Cool. So hide that initially, and then it should. Alright, there we go. Okay. I wanted to do 3 hours even tonight, just because there's like a lot of ground to cover. So that. Hold on. Did I mess something up? Yeah, I messed something up. Hold on. Alright, cool. I messed something up. That's okay. We can fix that. I'm gonna take this. Here's what I need to do. Here, because I didn't realize, like, enemy name, I did not realize that there's something important there that I need to, like, not, um, I need to, I need to leave that as it is. I need to do instead, public thing enemy display. Get is explaining. Now, here's what we're gonna do now. Very important thing. The reason why I'm going to all this trouble is to make sure that this works out correctly. Name. I'm pretty sure that's I have forgotten the name of the stage one boss because my brain is full of eels and probably because I'm a little hungry. But it's okay. We are almost done. So boss info. Okay. I think I can get away with making this wider without. Okay. Good. Bottom. Okay, good. $118. Right. Okay. Okay, good. That's in the middle of that control. That's in the middle of this. Okay, fine. Hold on a second. There we go. I don't know why it's insisting on 180. Okay. Why? Yeah. The only thing sometimes I can't figure out on occasion is why it insists on making sure that certain things don't stay where they're supposed to. Kind of a pain. Um, it's like, as you can see, for whatever reason, nope. Yeah, for whatever reason, this whole node won't stay in the spot where it's supposed to. Anyway, that should fix that. Okay. I think we should be okay now. Oh lordy, it got nippy. It got nippy up here. Oh, I was like, why does it feel cold in here all of a sudden? And it's like because the wind has picked up, and I need to close the window a little bit. I really wanted to do movement. I really wanted to do. I might push a little bit further than I normally do, and like deliberately, because I want to ride top. Yeah, I mean that I might deliberately push just a little bit longer than I normally do, just to see if I can get one thing going in particular. All right, I forgot. Yeah. Okay, that it works. It works. That's the good thing. It works. I just forgot to change this part. That's the part that I forgot to change. To make it use a display name instead. So yeah. All right, we're good. That should fix the issue. Alright, good. All depends for the ad break to kick in. Ad break is done. Okay, cool. I, right, enemy movement. That's like the last thing, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I can pull it off. I don't know if I have the no. I'm gonna stop. At the very least, I should stop and eat something. If I'm gonna work on it, I should probably work on it either off stream or at some point later in the week. Because I could push a little harder if I wanted to, but there is everything in my brain that is telling me it's a bad idea. Yeah, because I'm thinking about it now, and it's like, oof. I don't even need to do noticeable when the boss is out of health. Okay, so then the last thing I'm gonna do, is going to be like the last thing for real. Okay, boss death timer. I need to lower that. How long is it right now? I'll do like, and I think that should be enough. All right, last shot. Just gotta test this to make sure I didn't break anything, and then we should be good. At the very least, I think I might go do movement stuff tonight off stream. After I should figure out food and okay, yeah. Okay. Upping the speed just a little bit more. Yeah, they talk. Yeah, it's a good idea. Just that tiny little bit more, I think, is probably done it. I don't know if I want it to be any faster. As far as like, yeah, 5 is good. At least for right now. All right. And then all right. Cool. Okay. To do. All right. So I'm probably going to do that you see there. That movement pattern is probably going to happen off stream, and I will probably wind up explaining it at some other point, either when we come back next week Wednesday, or at some other point before that, maybe if I get the brain cells together for how it goes with the day. So TLDR, we need to get out of here. I'm hungry. Let me see if Just have to respond to that. Text message that I missed while we were doing. So, yeah, that's pretty much it as far as Team for today goes. Thank y'all for coming by. I appreciate it. Thank you again for the new followers. Thank you again for Ko-Fi donation. I do the Ko-Fi donation. Appreciate it. So I talk about game analysis, design. I do game analysis, design articles, and like occasionally talking about like how things are going with video on like the back end over on my post. I have some past game design articles up on Medium if you want to read them there. Stream VODs are always up at youtube.com/@SJShowGames. Ko-Fi, like I was just talking about, if you want to support me and the stream but you don't want to give money to Amazon and Jeff Bezos, Ko-Fi is the better bet. I keep more of that money. Like a Twitch sub is $2.50 that I get back, and that's even assuming that I like make it pay out. Whereas Ko-Fi subs, I keep like a straight $4 and change out of that, if not more. Generally a better deal. Drone, if you want to be able to support me by maybe like helping contribute to stream setup things or other things like that, Drone has ways that you can sort of like give and so my card has on my social media. If you're interested in learning more about Munity and Shoot Lancer, you can check out our website. You can also give us money on Patreon as support. And you can also play the prototype itself at unity.itch.io/shootlancer-prototype right there. The last thing, most certainly not least, is Guilded. If you want to hang out with us when we're not like doing stream stuff, I don't have a Discord server for the community anymore. I have a Guilded server instead. Just Guilded does a lot better with certain like scheduling and timing things in ways that are a lot more helpful for me and the community. So come and join us on Guilded if you want. Click that link and it takes you to a application form to fill out. Once you fill that out and do everything correctly, then you're good to go once we approve it. So yeah, thank y'all for coming along. Who are we gonna go hang out with? I changed scenes. Let's see who. Yeah, I know where we're going. I'm just gonna keep it simple. One of my favorite streamers on Twitch is Pleasant. They do challenge runs, speed runs, all kinds of variety stuff. But right now, today, is her first time playing the inimitable Vagrant Story for PlayStation 1. So we're gonna go hang out with BG while they're doing that. So give them an SJH says rate. We get in there, let them know who sent you, throw in your favorite emotes, all that other stuff. You don't have to do my emotes, they can do whatever emotes you want. Stream plans for the rest of this week. Friday, barring anything coming up, something related to that text message I had to answer, something may or may not be coming up on that day. We'll have to see. Nothing comes up on that day, then we are going to be playing Guilty Gear Strive. Slayer is out on Friday. I'm not playing as Slayer, but it's just good to get to know what's going on and go get my face punched in by a bunch of them during the matchup. That's 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, we're playing more Breath of Fire 4 as part of our year Breath of Fire. So by all means, please come through and hang out on either of those things if you want. If you're really just here for like game dev stuff, come back next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be doing more Shoot Lancer work, probably. If not Shoot Lancer, then maybe something else. I do have like 1 or 2 other things on the side that I am looking into on my own time, just to like. So, thank y'all for coming by. Deeply appreciate it. Let's get at it. Come along with me on the raid. But stay safe. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Don't go outside if you don't have to. Be extra. Not the big get spaces too. Sexist. Anti-queer folks. Zionists. reminder that Black Lives Matter, trans rights, human rights, everybody has the right to control their own means of reproduction. And Palestine, Sudan, and the Congo must all be free. And that's pretty much all I have to say on this one. Thank y'all for coming by. Deeply appreciate it. I'll catch you next time, whatever next time is. Take care. Bye.